Hey, what's up YouTube? It's ThePlayersDM, and this video is all about skill challenges, why they're amazing, why they get a bad rep, and why they need to be in your game. So if you don't know, skill challenges were something added in 4th edition and left behind in 4th edition to help kind of streamline role-playing. So this is what people... Well, let me quickly explain what they are. So basically, the book will tell you this is going to be a role-playing skill challenge. What the characters are doing is they're trying to convince the Princess Mumra, to help her, to get her to provide the characters aid with the army or something like that. So what you want to do in the skill challenge is you want to get 4 successes before you get 3 failures. It's pretty simple. So this is what people think skill challenges are. Oh, and then in the book, it says that in order to get a success, you need to get a DC diplomacy, DC 10 diplomacy, DC 15 deception, and a DC 10 in history will give you advantage on one of these 2 checks. It doesn't actually count as a success. And for example, all of our characters are just going to have +7 to all skills because it makes it easy. So this is what people think they are. Okay, I use diplomacy, and I use my most difficult set of dice to read. 17, okay, 1 success. I use deception. 13, 2 success. Okay, I use diplomacy. Okay, that's not what it is. Even though the characters are in a skill challenge, they still have to roleplay. They can still, the DM is still allowed to use things that are not on here, let the players be creative and free and everything. So I'm not going to fully roleplay because roleplaying 5 characters by myself, I don't think would be all that interesting. But this is how it kind of goes. So the players walk into the palace. They approach the princess. And we're going to say here that the cleric is our party face. The cleric, our dwarf, he has a high charisma, so he's going to start with the diplomacy check. So the dwarf approaches the princess and says, Princess, we need your help. We need help from your army to defend the threat to this land. And he explains exactly why, and he explains why they are trustworthy enough to do so. Then he rolls a diplomacy check. 18, so that's obviously higher than a 10, so that's a success. Left-handed. So, next up, the rogue wants to get in on the action. So the rogue uses deception, because that's what he's skilled in. And he says, Princess, the army is closer than you think. And although the princess hasn't necessarily heard any rumors from her army that the enemy is closer, we're going to see if she believes him. Oh, a 2. 2 plus 7 is 9, so that actually is going to be a failure. 1 second. Let me just color it like that. Alright, next up, let's see, the wizard, no, the fighter. The fighter hasn't gotten in yet. He says, he has knowledge in history. So he approaches the princess and he displays knowledge of the kingdom and, some amazing feats that they've provided before. And then the players are going to describe how does this knowledge help them. Well, for a diplomacy check, the cleric is going to step forward and using the knowledge that the fighter provided about the kingdom, he's going to make himself seem all the more trustworthy. I mean, we know about your kingdom, we know how they fight, we want to protect it. Diplomacy. Alright, 18, so that's another success. And that's kind of how it goes, but everyone is getting their turns to say something. So, what can we do? Let's see, we have our wizard, who's trained in knowledge, has knowledge nature, and our wizard hasn't gotten a chance yet. So our wizard is going to use a knowledge nature check. The wizard knows all the great places in the wilderness to provide ambushes, to do ambushes, things like that. Ambush points, pinch points, things like that. I'm not that well versed in things like that. But this, of course, was not originally part of the skill challenge. Are we going to tell our players, no, you can't do that? No, of course not. So that was pretty smart, and to be quite frank, that seems like a pretty good idea. I'm not going to be able to write over here. 1 sec. Alright, so the wizard's going to make a nature check, and a 15. There we go, so that's another success. We're doing great. Let's see. Now, the book originally told us that intimidation checks are automatic failures. So let me write that in. Alright, so yeah, intimidate, if you try to intimidate the princess, that's going to be an automatic failure. But the fighter has a good idea. He wants to try to use an intimidate check just to prove. He basically wants to show how tough he is. He wants to prove to the princess that he's really someone that she wants. They want to be allies with. So again, not part of the skill challenge, but if we think that that's you want to reward creativity. So if that's a creative use, we're gonna say that's a DC. Has to be at least a 15, right? If not a 20. We'll make it a 20. This is very difficult, but let's see if it works. 9 plus 7. No, that is a failure. I guess we could give them a failure for that. All right, so... Oh, the players are getting close, but they have another idea. The fighter, he still really wants to be a part of this. He has an extra +1 short sword. When the players came in, they were observing the princess's army. They noticed that almost none of the soldiers have magical weapons. So the fighter presents them a +1 short sword to the princess. And again, this kingdom only possesses one +1 weapon in the entire kingdom. So the exchange, the princess is happy to take this, and that is going to provide a success. Again, this was not originally on the list for successes, but if the players have extra items and it makes sense, let them do it. So that's a role-playing challenge. Again, with everyone's getting a chance, everyone's involved, everyone's role-playing. It's not just about the dice. It's not just about rolling. And again, these are role-playing skill challenges. I actually think that the non-role-playing skill challenges are actually way more fun and really add to the game. So I'm going to do another one of those at some point. So leave a comment in the comment section below. What do you think about skill challenges, in particular role-playing skill challenges? Have you ever done a skill challenge? Would you try one? So that's it for this video. I'm the Players DM, and I'm out.